Everybody, this is the 2020 State Employee Charitable Campaign. I'm Rose Gonzalez, and I'm your local campaign manager. I'm sorry. We also have today Rick Miller, our local ECM chair, and Ann Lackner, one of our loaned executives. Let us go ahead and start with this explaining what the State Employee Charitable Campaign is. A lot of y'all have done this in the previous years, but we do have some new coordinators this year. Just so everybody knows, this is an annual campaign that the state has. It runs from September 1st through October 31st. It's one of the easiest ways to give to your favorite charities. It allows you to do payroll deduction. It supports quite a few of our local charities and national charities that you have choices to choose from. This SECC was created in 1993, which is 27 years ago, and it is highly regulated. I would like to tell you how this campaign, our local campaign, is managed. It's built with our local employee committee, with you just met Rick Miller, our chair. He's with the comptroller's office. Cindy Mendez Adcock, she's with UT Health San Antonio. Dolly Garcia with the Texas Department of Transportation. Mia Soto Sabito with the Texas Criminal Justice, the Fabian Dominguez Jail, and Janet Zuniga with the HHSC, Access and Eligibility. I'd also like to introduce, we have two loaned executives this year. One is Ann Lackner and David Schrantz, and of course, I'm Rose Gonzalez, and we'll be your loaned executives this year. I'd like to introduce Ann to just go over a little bit about how she'll be helping you this year.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ann Lackner, and I'm excited to be here for another SECC. This is my third year of being an LE, and I'm going to be happy to help you. I'm a retired educator of 36 years, and I actually was in your seat. I was also an ECM for our school district, so I have experience in that area. I'd also like to introduce David Schrantz, who is one of the other LEs.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is David Schrantz, and I, as Ann said, I'm the other loaned executive that's going to be working with the SECC. I've been doing this for about 10 years, so I've worked with a number of you in the past. I've got 40 years, retired after 40 years of working for the Department of Defense, both active duty Army and then Air Force Civil Service. So I've spent most of my time in San Antonio and realized what a lot of the needs are. So again, like Ann, I look forward to working with each of my coordinators and each of the agencies that I'm going to be working with. So again, you'll have more information on my cell number and my email address as we go through this.
So we know that this year is going to be different because you go to your workplaces and we offer our services for your meetings, but we know that this year we're going to have to do it virtually. We'll be happy to work with you on whatever platform that you do your virtual meetings, whether it be Zoom, Teams, WebEx, Google. We can work with any of those programs. And we kindly ask for about 10 minutes during a meeting to talk about the amazing choices that each of you will have to give to the SECC. In the situation that we're in, the pandemic, we know that not only United Way, but there are lots of agencies that have been helping from the very beginning back in January and February and in our community to make sure that this pandemic is being taken care of and the people in need are getting their services that they need. So we will be looking to see you when you pick up your materials, which we'll hear about in a minute, and work with you closely to make sure you have a very successful campaign this year. Thank you. So I'd like to introduce Rick Miller, who is our chair this year, and he's going to go over some of the statistics from last year.
Hello, everyone. First, I'd like to say thank you very much for your time today, as well as committing to the campaign manager for your region, for your division, for your organization, for your group. It's a very important function, and this doesn't happen on its own. It's because of you. And I just wanted to tell you thank you very much, and I appreciate your commitment to this worthy cause. Keep in mind that the nonprofit organizations, they've already stepped up during this pandemic, and they're spending money already for counseling, for crisis management, for the food bank. Many things have already taken place. So that being said, what I'd like to do is I'd like to get into the results and show you about what we did last year. It's amazing results that we've had last year. So this first slide that you see here is the dollars raised from 2016 through 2019. If you'll notice, 2018 to 2019, we increased our dollar amount by $85,000. That's fantastic, fantastic results. Next slide, please. And then also you'll notice on this next slide is that our participation went up from 2018 to 2019 by 3%. What does that tell us? It tells us that participation is key to get the results that we're after. We encourage you to push participation both in the payroll deduction, but also involvement in our fundraisers. Now, this is why, just to give you a couple of bullet points, this is why we do what we do. This is why we work so hard. Last year in Bexar County alone, there were 45,000 confirmed victims of child abuse. Just an incredible statistic. There was an 18% increase in the number of families experiencing homelessness in Bexar County and the surrounding counties. More importantly, it's a great opportunity to be part of the solution to help raise money for our communities. What we wanted to do as well, this next slide shows some testimonials. These are from you. These are from our coordinators. And Marty Hernandez says, "I give because I believe in paying it forward." And Jennifer Matones was involved with CAMP, which is Children's Association for Maximum Potential. The founding doctors were instrumental in her development. As an adult, she wants to give back. Marianne Gooley was taught to follow her best to live up to it. To whom much is given, much will be required. And Doris Newman put together a little acronym, Why I Give. The W stands for her. We are all one. The I stands for inspired by all humanity to reach out and share. And the G stands for gratitude for what we have and wanting to give back to those who are in need. And Sandra Guzman, sharing is caring. This is from the coordinators that have given their feedback why they give. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to back to Rose again, and she's going to continue with the campaign information.
Thank you, Rick. Okay, well, as Ann spoke earlier about, we're going to do everything a little bit different this year. So we're kind of shifting to virtual giving campaigns. A lot of you are on Nexus, so we really encourage you to continue using your online Nexus if it's available in your area. But if not, we also want to tell you that there's at least 4 key things that we need to remember here. Communication is key. It's very important that since we're going to do virtual campaign, that we utilize our newsletters, do emails, and still put up our posters. But the most important thing is that we do that ask. Like Ann said, they'll be more than happy to assist you if you are having virtual meetings. We will be more than happy to do those asks for you. One of the things that I really want to tell you this year is because a lot of your employees are still working from home, we need to try to paint that picture for them this time, telling them we're going to give you a lot of information about the agencies that you can utilize so that you can paint better pictures for them of the needs of this community. One of the important things also is how our senior leadership can communicate with us also. So we ask that you go to your senior leadership in your area and ask them to kick off your campaign. Maybe they put a small letter that you can email out to your employees. Some sort of leadership involvement is always necessary for a successful campaign. We ask that you try to put together a team in your area, if you're large enough, and ask them to help you with different ideas on how to generate different excitement. Ask them to help you reach out to different people. So those are 4 key elements in order for this campaign to be successful virtually. One of the good things I would love to share with you is that this year the SECC has a website called www.sectexas.org. We would like all of you to utilize this this platform, because in there it'll have a lot of resources for you. Once you click on there, there's actually something that says campaign resources, the toolbox, and you can utilize a lot of different things from there. One of the things is, if you're doing a newsletter or an email, you can use the SEC logos or even the Texas Strong graphics from there. If you would like to know what your results were from the state this past year and kind of compare it to other regions, it has that historical information. Also, the books and the large book and the small mini directories that we give you, there is actually an online database where you can actually download a PDF for that, for our specific campaign area. One of the things I'm really excited about is that they actually put a downloadable form, that it's a fillable PDF. There's only one catch to our region. If you are going to print that and give it to your coordinator to turn in, it has to be in color. We do a scanning process here at United Way, how we generate all that information, and it has to be in that color print. So you might want to get with your campaign coordinator and make sure that when you're sending that information out to your employees, that you're telling them that either send it back to you and you'll print it on color printer, or that they can send it that way. There's also instructions on Nexus for the online giving pledging. It has very distinct instructions on how your employees can follow that information. Also, one of the things that I found very helpful was they have a great, this is especially good for people that are new coordinators this year. It's a sample coordinator guide. Please look at that. It's got great information. It's got really good tools in there, especially timeline. Also, you will be receiving posters from us, but if you run out and need some more, they do have where you can print the local state poster in-house. One of the things we thought that was really important this year, since we're going virtual, is that we provide you with some of our links. Usually we invite agencies to go out to your facilities to give a speech. Well, just like Anne spoke about her and David and myself going virtually on your meetings, we also would like to provide you with some of our links to some of the agencies that were kind enough to put together some videos for us. You'll see that there's a few local ones, like the San Antonio Food Bank. It's a great video. Catholic Charities, Chromosome 18. Those are all local charities within our area that help our region. But we also put some of the federations, Community Health Charities, Earthshare, and Global Impact. They also provided videos for us to share with you. We did embed one of the videos so that when you receive this, you will also be able to just click on it and listen to them. One of the things we providing a little bit more is one of our local charities, Family Violence, which is better known as Better Women's Shelter. They actually, it's more of a speaking video, but they did provide some really great statistics that we thought maybe you could utilize when you do your newsletters or your emails, just to put some of these this information to make your employees aware that this all is new information, and it helps them think about what's happening in our community. We reached out to all the federations, and one of the federations I just kind of wanted, and that's because I do work here for United Way, but we are one of the main federations locally. What we did here, if you can see, there's a lot of ways that when COVID came, when everybody went home and we had to step up, United Way really stepped up. We made sure that we provided money to the local response to our local charities, not only to United Ways, but 162 of our nonprofits in the community received money from the United Way. We partnered with the San Antonio Area Foundation, also have one helpline, which is in our building, but they had to also go remotely. And I will tell you that a lot of their calls tripled. These are just a lot of things that we did that I wanted to share with you how United Way stepped up. I'm going to talk a little bit about our pledging. There's 4 ways that state employees pledge in this campaign. The standard pledge form, the Nexus State Online Pledging, UT has e-pledge system, and Texas A&M has their own system also. Here's the pledge form. It looks pretty much the same thing. The state did revise it a little bit. Normally you used to sign the payment options on the bottom. They moved that to the top. They felt it was important that you decide first how much you want to give and then who you want to designate that to. One of the things they also want to make sure is that everybody see where it says recognition and acknowledgement, that if you would like to hear back from those agencies that you just selected, that you fill out either your email or your address. They are asking that you put your email, that it's a personal email and not your work email, so that that's where you get your acknowledgements at. But it's really very basic to fill out. I'm going to go ahead and turn over so Rick can talk a little bit about fundraisers that we still would like y'all to try to do. One of the things about the state is that they do a lot of fundraising. So here's to help you ideas. Rick?
Hello again. Okay, so what are we going to do this year? We're in amazing times, that's for sure. And I've been asked many times in my organization, in my office, how in the world are we going to participate in fundraisers in these times that we're at? Well, we got to get creative. This is very important. Now, I'm just going to throw out a couple of ideas for you, okay? We'll talk about a few fun things to do with your organization, things that can be done kind of in isolation, but they can still be fun and still be involved with fundraising. The most important thing is at this point is that we are communicating to our people about payroll deduction. You have got to get those emails out. You have to encourage your folks to participate in payroll deduction and getting people involved. That's the key. Involvement and creativity at this point. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the fundraisers, maybe throw a couple of ideas out at you to see how, or just to get those creative juices going. First thing that we've got, just an idea, baby contest online, pictures, collect pictures from supervisors, managers, employees, it doesn't matter. Collect a collage of pictures that you can put up on a chat board or send out an email with some numbering system beside it to where people can guess, and charge them $1 to guess, $2, $5, whatever it is, however big your organization is, charge them to guess. You can raise money like that. Second idea, move-a-thon. Now, what in the world is a move-a-thon? A contest to raise money, anything you're moving on, okay, or anything to get people moving, such as walkathons, bikeathons, runathons, I've even heard people doing a walkathon where they rocking chairs for 8 hours, and people sponsor them an amount per hour. And what you can do, and every office has this. Every office has that fanatic bike rider or that group of fanatic bike riders. You know who they are, okay? The fanatic runners and walkers. Get them to get a pledge form and go to their family and to their coworkers and say, hey, we're going to do this bike-a-thon. Will you sponsor me mile on your bike? And we did a bike-a-thon one year, and the participants were very interested in infant care. And so what is we took a bunch of baby blankets and we pinned them to the back of our jerseys, our riding jerseys, as capes. And we rode about 50 miles and got people to sponsor us per mile. Now, you guys know the supervisors in your office that will not be out-pledged, okay? You know who they are. And there are supervisors who will not be out-pledged. They'll give you $5 a mile for running. They'll give you $3 a mile for riding a bike. That adds up really, really quick. These are good fundraisers, and they raise a lot of money. A couple of other ideas: online auctions. You can have people donate remotely and send pictures of the items they want to donate, and you can upload it onto an online auction. And we've put a little link there at www.32auctions.com. There are other places that you can do online auctions. Pinterest has other virtual games, has other fundraising ideas, and now that people have already posted different ideas during this pandemic, how to raise money. So keep those in mind. Again, make it fun. Get creative. And again, these are just ideas. You and your team get together and come up with some creative ideas about raising money. Okay.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your final report that you'll be turning into the loaned executives. The coordinator will have to make sure that in the envelope that they give to the loaned executives, that they have the employee pledge form in there, that they also have their campaign report form. When you're doing your employee pledge form, the very first copy now goes to payroll, and the second one will come to United Way. It's important that we get that. And this is only if you're not on Nexus. If you're on Nexus, all of those will be entered online. The campaign report form, we will need the first and second copy, the white and the blue. All checks, we ask that they be made out to the SECC. And if for some reason you get coins, we do ask that you try to convert it into cash. All of this is what you'll be turning into your loaned executive. This is except anybody with the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. They have a few different rules than we do, because they send everything to their Texas Department of Criminal Justice Human Resource headquarters. And then here's some of the instructions for you on that. But one thing that's everybody must do is, even if you work for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, you still have to provide the campaign report form to your loaned executive, even if you have to email that to them. Otherwise, everybody else, we will pick up those from you. Here's a copy of that campaign report form. It's really easy to fill out. You just put how many people gave payroll deductions, if they gave cash or credit card. I don't think anybody does credit card, but we still would like to see that number 5, that special events, still completed, because we're hoping that after all those great ideas that Rick just gave you, that you'll still be able to do some sort of fundraising in your area. I look forward to seeing everybody's reports at the end of the campaign. I know y'all are going to do great. And I want to thank you all for stepping up during this time, especially during this pandemic, and helping us raise all this money for this campaign. I'd like to go ahead and turn it over to Rick. he would like to share some great information with all of you, for all of you doing such a great job last year. Rick?
Thank you, Rose. Okay, so what we would like to do is, as we do every year, is highlight and commend every organization that has performed over and over and over, consistently providing good results. So this first category that I'd like to talk about, and to just give a shout out and congratulations to these organizations quickly, on the left-hand side, the top 10 highest percentage participation for 2019. These are the results that we got from last year. South Texas Regional Office, Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission, San Antonio District Parole Office, Enforcement Office with the Comptroller, Office of Ineligibility, the Audit Office, Cost Report Review Unit with HHSC, Alamo North MU64 with TWC, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, Alamo South MU65 with TWC. Congratulations, guys. We really appreciate your hard work, and you got the top 10 highest percentage for 2019. Next category, top 10 agencies with the largest amount raised in 2019. These are some heavy hitters right here. UT Health San Antonio, the University of Texas at San Antonio, Texas Department of Transportation, Texas A&M University, San Antonio, John B. Connolly Unit, Access Eligibility Services, Child Support Offices, Clarence Stevenson Unit, the Dolph Bristow Unit, and the Fabian Dale Dominguez Unit. Congratulations, folks. Top 10 agencies with the largest amount raised. Fantastic. Okay, couple more categories for awards. Top 10 agencies with the largest dollar increase from the previous year. University of Texas at San Antonio again. UT Health San Antonio. John B. Connolly Unit. Access Eligibility Services with HHSC, Texas A&M University, San Antonio, Clarence Stevenson Unit, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, Texas Center for Infectious Diseases, the Audit Office at the Comptroller's Office, Child Protective Services. Fantastic, guys. Congratulations. Last category, what we'd like to show you guys and congratulate those is the top 10 agencies with the largest employee participation over last year. The Enforcement Office, Comptroller's Office, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality, Clarence Stevenson Unit, John B. Connolly Unit, the State Health Services, DSHS, Texas Department of Motor Vehicles, the Audit Office in the Comptroller's Office, Kerrville State Hospital, Fourth Court of Appeals, and Joy Nay Substance Abuse Unit. Congratulations, folks. It's fantastic.
It was Joy. Joe, I'm sorry.
Joy?
Joe.
Joe. Sorry about that,
right.
guys. Sorry. Now, what you see here on this next slide, this is the appreciation certificate that you guys are going to receive. Your team that got recognized in those last couple of slides, this is the certificate that you're going to get with your name and your accomplishment on it. Okay. All right. So now that we are, you've got the information about how we're going to do it. We got the information about how we did last time. Now it's time to kick off this year's and go for it all the way, okay? I encourage you guys to really get in there, be creative, high energy, and tell your story. Tell your story through emails. Tell your story through virtual meetings. Get your management buy-in and communication from your management. All those things are important. Next step. We want to give you some information about how to pick up your supplies. Okay, everybody's going to get their supplies. This is how we're going to do it this year. You're going to get pledge cards, your campaign report forms, your reporting envelope, and your 5-year history for your office. These are the supplies that we're going to provide for you. Now, how are we going to do it? You're going to come and pick them up in the building. Okay, that's at 700 South Alamo in San Antonio, 78205. All right, now there is a loading dock behind the building, and we're going to give you maps, don't worry. But there's a loading dock behind the United Way building. You drive up, you pop your trunk, or unlock your back door, and the United Way folks will put your stuff into your vehicle for you. If you have a truck, you want them to put it in the back of the truck, just tell them that, and they'll throw that in there for you, okay? Now, we know how. We know what we're going to get. We know how we're going to get it. Now, when are we going to get it? The dates for pickup, August the 19th, that's a Wednesday.
Next week.
From 12:30 to 4:30, okay, next week. And then we're going to have another pickup day on Thursday, August the 20th, from 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Now, there's one exception. TDCJ that are outside Bexar County, the supplies will be mailed to you, okay? You don't have to drive all the way into Bexar County to get those. This is the map for the United Way building, and a map will be included with the PowerPoint that we send out. This PowerPoint that we're going to send out to everybody, you'll be able to use that map, okay? All right, near the last thing that we need to talk about, key dates. Make sure that you keep these dates in mind. There are some deadlines that we have to adhere to. The campaign kicks off September 1st, 2020. October 30th, the campaign ends. That gives us a 2-month window to do our payroll deduction forms, to do all the fundraisers, to do everything that we can to raise money and participate in this year's SECC. After October 30th, we have until November 4th to do the online pledges must be entered into the Nexus system. By November 6th, we need to have the campaign reports back to the LEs, the loaned executives, okay? So make sure that all of this stuff, as Rose provided the instructions, make sure that these forms are filled out with the dollar amounts that you raised for your fundraisers and the dollar amounts that you've done for your payroll deductions, okay? Now, November 13th is payroll deduction forms are due to the state. They're due to the payroll department. So just make sure. Now, if you have questions about who to send it to, whose email, what mailing address, whatever it is, either your LE or Rose or myself, we can all help you. So please reach out and we'll make sure that you get the right address. All right, last but not least, this year, we're shooting for the $780,000 mark.
Woo!
Last year, we blew it out of the water. We absolutely did fantastic. This year, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to blow it out of the water. Let's get out there. Let's communicate. Let's be excited. Let's get your team together and communicate. Every team should establish a financial goal and a participation goal for your office or your division or your agency, whatever you are representing with your as the campaign manager, okay? Make those goals, communicate those goals, and let's go out and do it.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today on the coordinator training, and we look forward to everybody's results. And we thank you very much for stepping up and helping us reach these goals. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.